2 years ago, we went up to Indianapolis, Indiana on a learning journey with the Georgia Council on Developmental Disabilities. And we went to a church there that had a program called the Roving Listener program. And when we went there, we were struck by just how much their neighborhood looked like the neighborhood right by our church. And this project that they had really did a lot to transform their community. And we thought, well, if it transformed their community, then it must be something that we can bring back to Macon. The idea behind the project is that you hire youth and adults to go listening into the neighborhood, and what they're listening for are residents' assets or their gifts. The youth are trained in how to ask questions based on observation. So they look around and they say, I see that there's a folded flag in a frame. Can you tell me about this? And usually we'll hear a story based off the flag of somebody that's passed away in their family that served in the military. They're also trained to ask questions about what people are good at. Or what are you really passionate about? What keeps you up at night with anticipation and hope? What are some of the deficits of living on this particular street? Are you worried about crime? Are you worried about the youth? One of the other things that they ask right at the very end are what they want from the city of Macon, what they want in their particular neighborhood. What are your dreams? What do you want to see here? And then trying to figure out what their role is in that dream. What this program did was it lifted out natural gifts that people in the community had that weren't traditional. So this summer's project was funded by the Georgia Council on Developmental Disabilities, and we got a grant from the Community Foundation, a separate grant from the Night Neighborhood Challenge. And we had also gotten funding through Shalom Zones and through a private individual. So we had lots of grant funding. But what I wanted to do was to turn it into a year-round program. And the reason why I applied for a Night Neighborhood Challenge grant specifically was because I realized that the information that we needed on the College Hill Corridor Commission, which I also sit on, to make some of these decisions was already in the neighborhood. We just didn't know it yet. We also thought, how do we get more folks to apply for Night Neighborhood Challenge grants? Well, we have to tell them what it is, one, and we have to have folks that are trained in what the master plan is so that we can walk residents through making the application for the Night Neighborhood Challenge grant. What the Night Foundation has done in providing grants through the Night Neighborhood Challenge has really been enabling the neighborhood to do what the neighborhood has always wanted to do, but has never had the funds to do. And particularly with our program, what we're hoping is that the youth listeners will be able to tap into ideas that the Night Foundation is interested in, but doesn't necessarily have the people on the ground to be able to execute. The Night Foundation has made grant writing and grant processes so much faster and so much easier. They don't just leave you after you get the funding. They want to follow up with you and make sure that you've got the tools that you need to do it. It's a really great first grant to get and to apply for.